I guess it was like when I was in primary school, like grade 6 and year 7, I would get like old, like just, you know, tape machines where you could just press the button and record your voice. And I was fascinated with that thing. And I was fascinated with like pressing the button halfway playback to play it fast and slow. And I think that's where I started, like that particular point where I think tape to me was like, that's cool. Like you can do, it's like a stored medium, but you can sort of manipulate it and play around with that sound, even though it's meant to be presented in a sort of clean, here's a tape, here's the song. But I was always like slowing it down, speeding it up, reversing it because I wanted it to sound weird. And I think that's where that's where the spark came from. I spend a lot of time on the internet just browsing and perusing. If I want to buy something, it takes me a long time to get something actually. I really think about what I'm going to purchase because I'm all for buying quality over quantity. And so I'd rather get one good piece of gear that does things really well than to buy a whole lot of stuff for the sake of having that. My most recent acquisition would have been like a Eventide space pedal. And it's a great pedal, like it's a great piece of gear and good reverb algorithms. And like, I think that was like, took me like a whole year or 18 months to even get around to buying it. I don't know why, but like usually it's just on eBay or on the internet. Like in the USA, there's always like gear on the website. Even in Japan, like there's always gear in Japan. It's just, yeah, it just depends on what I'm looking for. I like to be able to feel the sound, and I feel like I like to be able to feel it being made. I don't quite feel it as much. I think I like with the drum machine, that I like the fact that the knobs are just big, chunky, you know, one function knob, and they do something, and it's like you can really, when you do it, it's doing exactly what you're doing. Like I feel like you're connected to it more so. It's really like, it's really like cheesy thing to say, I guess, but like I feel connected to the sound if I'm actually, it's a tangible thing and I'm actually controlling it with my hand. Well, let's start with the Acetone FR3 drum machine. I think it's made in 1969, so it's older than me or you. And it's what they would have used back in the day to like practice playing their organ to, keeping the tempo kind of thing. Basically, it had all the different drum patterns, obviously, for the different styles of music people would play on their organ and things like that. Very rudimentary drum machine, but I kind of like that because within the limitations itself, you can start to pick up the variations and play around with those. The next piece would be a Moog analog delay, the Moogerfoga MF104Z. There you go. Basically, it's an analog delay. It's bucket brigade, so it's got that kind of cool feature where the slower the delay time is, the lower the cutoff is on the frequency. The frequency gets lower and lower, so it's kind of like a bit slows down. Yeah, it's just one of those sounds that I kind of really enjoy listening to, so that's why I use it a lot, more for my own meditative experience than anything else really. I kind of just enjoy that sound. Basically, in terms of live, yeah, I would say the Korg, it's right behind me, the Korg MS-20 Mini that I got that a couple of years ago. It's kind of one of those synths where it's very rudimentary, but it's got so awesome sounds you can create from it. Like, it's like a toy more so because it's very, you know, flimsy in its design and structure, but it creates some really awesome sounds. The oscillators are really dirty, and I like the fact that I can play it to make it sound like a guitar. Like, it's really cool in that way. Like, if you get the ring mod on it and just tune it in, you can sort of shred a bit, and it's like you can get noise, and it's just noisier, and it's a bit more kind of it's not so aggressive, but like it's got that kind of attitude. It's got a bit of, it's like it's maybe, you know, it's got a bit of little man syndrome in there. Like, you know, it's like, you know, I don't know what to say there, but yeah.